I get a lot of inspiration from real world, like mechanics and physics. But yeah, the best part with working with 3D is that I can ignore the boring things like friction, and all my animations slightly use gravity in an abstract way there, in order to be able to create these infinity loops. I use a pendulum quite often in my works. I saw this big old clock. I started thinking about the swing in motion, so yeah, I tried a couple of ideas based upon that. I find it quite hypnotic to see, you know, these repetitive motion patterns when something just repeats infinitely. It makes me calm. I think a lot of people that reach out to me and tell me that my work has helped them with some OCD, and if they are stressed, they can sit back and watch my animation. It can almost be like meditative. Inspiration comes to me when I'm not in front of the computer. As I mentioned, I get a lot of inspiration from the real world and things I see. And when I get an idea, I usually put it down on paper first, make some rough sketches in a sketchbook just to get a better feeling for it. And if I think it works, I jump into my 3D software, Cinema, and do some basic tests with animation first. So I just use simple shapes to see if the movement is, you know, satisfying for me, and if it feels good, and if I like the animation, I proceed with the visual development. You know, introduce lighting and textures, etc. In order to make something that stands out, well, first you have to have a good concept, and something that's not, you know, been posted 1,000 times on Instagram before. And then I think there's a lot to the actual quality of the work as well. I love to use real world materials like wood and stone and marbles. I love to walk around like a home improvement store and to take my camera, my phone, and just compare different materials in real life and see how they react to light, and, you know, compare the textures. When like social platforms like Instagram became popular, I realized it's a great platform to reach a lot of people with smaller content, shorter videos. So instead of making long videos, I started to create content especially made for Instagram. So short loops, because usually you only have a couple of seconds before people get tired of a video on Instagram. And that was about 3 years ago I started that. And yeah, they became quite popular pretty fast. So yeah, I decided to stick with it. Our lives are quite chaotic nowadays with all the media and all the different platforms around us, and that's why I think it's a good contrast to use this kind of, well, calming animations that is quite opposite, where just things work smoothly compared to all the chaos around us.